This is Beyond the Tracks podcast. What's going on? It's your man, DJ Big Mike.
And it's your boy Lloyd, the Angry Artist.
And this is Beyond the Tracks podcast, your podcaster's favorite podcast. What up, fellas?
What's happening?
Lloyd, introduce our guest, sir.
Well, I've got somebody I can't believe I'm sitting next to. We used to watch a lot as a kid, scoring the hell out of people, going for ECW, being all extreme. Now he's my friend sitting next to me. I give you Rhino.
Oh, man. Thanks for the introduction.
And sitting next to me is my man. You know him from so much, bro. Monroe Comic-Con.
Too much.
IWR.
Don't forget the WrestleFest.
WrestleFest coming up. Sometimes you just see him standing on the corner selling hot dogs.
Or throwing flyers at people.
Right.
Take my flyer.
Make that money however I can.
Yes, he does do that. Take my
That's my
flyer.
man, Gerin. Pillette.
You have a flyer.
See, he will throw like a ninja star.
Appreciate it, brother.
For sure. Lloyd, get us started, bro.
Okay. I remember a few years ago, I'll say about, 13 now?
Yeah, at least.
Aaron introduced me to him. He wanted to do a comic book convention.
Okay.
What made you want to do that? I know you're a big nerd. I know you.
Oh, I'm a big nerd.
I know you, but everybody else don't know you. Talk about yourself a little bit for it. Let us know.
Well, the reason I brought a Comic-Con to Monroe is because me and my son went and seen Stan Lee like 13 years ago, actually, yeah. So, and we couldn't get out of there without spending $500-600. I mean, $15 for parking, $20 for this, $55 to get in, another $100 for an autograph, and it's like, man, we can do that in Monroe. Yes. We can make it affordable, and bring local talent and even national talent eventually together, at a good cost, at a good family friendly function, and get it going here. And then we did it, planned it went to the con in May. We planned our first con for October, so we did it in like 4 or 5 months. And this guy did the first logo.
That was rough, though. We did that very quickly in a short time span, and it came out amazing, to be honest.
It was so fun. We got like 600 people. It was a good time. It was all for charity. And then we figured if we can do that in 4, 5, 6 months.
I think I was at that one.
Yeah.
I brought Lucas out.
You brought Lucas, yep.
It was a nice local thing. We got Talent Caldwell was out there.
I happen to know people.
It was a good, fun show, and it's just grown. It's just grown from there.
So you actually just started collecting like 13 years ago?
Yeah. I've collected my entire life, but I never really got real deep into comic books until about then when I bought a collection from somebody because I wanted to get their sports cards.
Right. You wanted,
and the comics had to come with it, and I was like, well, this. I just fell in love with the art, all over again. So
right,
been doing it ever since.
So let me guess, why'd you happen to do IWR? You get a little bored, want to break it up?
Because this guy asked me to. Man, if I'd only known.
Yeah, right. He wishes he would have never answered that phone call.
That was your baby then, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it's ours,
Okay.
And I would do some shows as charity and stuff, and then I did a couple on my own, but nothing, because I just didn't have the time, or I didn't have the that yin to the yang, So
yeah, I do.
And Gary, I met Gary, and I'll never forget. He goes, "Hey, you want to come down to my show?" And it was a card. Was it the card show? And I thought it was his Comic-Con because I remember, and it was like I came down earlier that day because I had a show at night, and then I'm like, I just didn't like it was fun and it was good, but I was like, I'll probably never talk to him again because he was telling me about like the football shows and stuff like that, and or the football and promotional stuff. He was talking to me about that, and it was just one of those people you just run through, and I'm like, I've always loved Monroe, and then I ended up buying the marina down here, and Gary was the first one to bring me a housewarming gift. Nice. It was a bottle of scotch, and I go, "Oh, thanks." I go, "I don't drink, but my friends will love it." Yeah. So, he told me, he goes, "I didn't know what to get you," so I called a couple people and asked.
Put that on your profile next time.
So, and then we just, and it was always nice, and we kept in touch throughout the years, but and I was always busy with wrestling, and then everywhere I went around Monroe, everybody was like, Rhino, what are you doing? And I thought and I hadn't done a show in years, not even charity show, just because of wrestling and staying busy. And I was with WWE at the time. And I said, hey, you ever thought about running a wrestling show? Because I would see his conventions and stuff, or his Comic-Cons. And I'm like, if he's got, you know, he probably has to know a building, and I go, would you like to do one? And we'll do we found the FOP, actually, he found it, and then he goes, hey, and then one thing led to another, and the first one was like a charity for the FOP, and it was just a huge success.
That
and,
was nice.
Yeah, and I would watch him promote his Comic-Con, and I'm like, yeah, he's, you know, sometimes it was out there, you know, and I'm like, you see it, and you're like, okay, I'm seeing this every day, but that's what you have to do.
That's what the follow buttons for, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
and,
is.
Well, the thing is that's what you need. You gotta, you gotta, and keep it in people's minds, and then we ran that wrestling show, and it was just such a success. And I told him, I go, if we lose money, it'll come out of my pocket. So can you sell it to your wife on? You guys won't lose any money. You'll just So,
I'm scared of her.
I am too.
The financial advice.
That's right.
You know, and it's just become such a fun thing, you know, where, you know, sometimes we, like you said, a lot of work, you know, a lot of work goes into a lot of the stuff.
Yes.
And, you know, sometimes you're just looking at the dollars and cents and the time. But when you leave and you see these kids are just, you know, and then they're going to remember it when we're gone, they're going to remember. Because I talk to people, find out I wrestle, and they, you know, they're in their 60s and 70s now. And they're like, I used to go with my dad to Kobo. We used to watch The Sheik, Bobo, Mighty Igor, and all that. And, you know, they light up as if they went yesterday and their parents were still alive, you know, and they were kids again. And just, you know, fun point in their life, you know. So
I was just telling Lloyd, like when we were talking, because I'm not a huge wrestling fan. My era was like the Iron Sheik, Hulk Hogan. That kind of era, and so facts. And you real close, right? You real close. Be careful. I know how old you are.
I do too. I do too. Yeah.
But the thing is, like I was telling him, you know, going to IWR, I had more fun and joy of watching my wife's uncle, who's deep into wrestling, and my grandson, just their faces just lighting up like you said. And I was just like, damn, like. This shit is cool as hell just to watch that. You know, and I was like, that's what makes me keep coming back. I wish you would have, because now I got to work every other weekend. And every weekend that your shows are on.
Yeah, I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? And I'm working in Monroe now, so I thought that would be better. But I work 7 to 7. And your stuff always starts at about 7. By the time I get home, change, get out there, now it's over.
I feel you. But
so I'm gonna need you to.
You
got to consult with me.
I'll talk to you for
right.
show.
Because that's 6:30 for me. It's kind of crazy, man. I'm like, and I live in Detroit, so
that's the thing. We gotta get it early and get it out quick because you know there's so many kids that come to the show. It's on a Thursday night, so you want to get them home. That's the good selling point. Hey, by 9 o'clock, your kids are home, in bed, they're tired, they get up for school the next morning, and you're good to go. But back to the point, like you know, about doing the shows and stuff. You know, you do stuff around here. They're not money making. You know.
People think they are.
People think they are, but it's not about that. We've always done shows, and we've always talked about it. It's the memories, you know, the Comic-Cons, the card shows, the charity shows, the wrestling. It's all about, you know, his point. It's all about the memories, and that's the thing that's gonna last forever. So, but that's what, you know, why we appreciate everybody's support like that. So
absolutely.
I love what you do. It's your events are one of those things where people always, because Monroe, you know how we get down. There ain't shit to do in Monroe, man. We got to go here. We need to move here. I can't wait to get out this damn city. And I'm like, man, if y'all don't find some shit to do in Monroe, y'all ain't looking. It's a lot to do. For everybody, every age group.
When then you see the drive-in shutting down and stuff like that.
Bro, let's talk about that for a minute. So, and this is the Monroe mentality. So, a girl that I work with is like, oh my God, I can't believe they're shutting the drive-in down.
How many times you go?
And I said, did you go there a lot? Well, I'd never been, but it seems like a really cool thing to do. And I said, well, that's why they're shutting down. Because there's a lot of people that think it's a really cool idea, but don't never went.
The problem is to be the first person that says there's nothing to do.
Right. So
well, on the second and third, there's something to do. It's called IWR.
What made you want to settle down here?
Me.
Besides that guy. But no, for real. Growing up around here and everything else, and knowing and people, and also having it be interchanged, you as an outsider, what made you want to be here?
Well, I actually, believe it or not, and you know, I believe in God, and God works in mysterious ways. I'm not going to get into religion, but I sold my house, and I had it for 18 years, my only house, and then I was staying on my boat.
Okay.
I have a 1975 Chris Craft, and I was still with WWE. So you're gone 3-4 days a week, sometimes 5. Just come home. So it was one of those things, and I ended up just Googling marinas for sale, and one came up, and and there was a house with it and all that stuff, and yeah. And I always loved Monroe. I'll leave it at this: my first girlfriend was from Monroe, so never thought about settling down there, but. So anyways, I always liked it. I always enjoyed Monroe, and it's got that perfect pace, not too fast, not too slow. And like you said, there's a lot of stuff to do around here, and there's a lot of things around here.
Unless you grew up here, then there ain't a damn.
Right. So, but yeah, and then it just fit, and it was just so natural.
That's good. That's good to know. A lot of people don't look at it like that. That's why I want to get enough perspective on it. Like I don't live here anymore, but I'm here.
Yeah.
The deal I got on my house I couldn't pass up, but I'm home. I come home, I'm home.
Yeah. This be home.
Like last year at the comic book convention, I probably had the best time because everybody come to get my autograph. I did all the VIP cards. I did all the cards. I'm like, this is what it feels like to really be that person.
Gerin?
Yeah. I mean, for real. It was, and like you guys said, it's the joy. The things, the memories you make, I'm like, wow. Seeing them kids, and I'm like, this is what it's all about. The art is just a byproduct. It is. It's a byproduct.
You get it, man. You get it.
Yeah, I do.
I think, what did I DJ? You did, was it D-Mac?
Oh yeah, the comedy show.
Yeah.
His inaugural.
Yeah.
On stage.
Let's not talk about that. We can talk about the overall show.
You got the golfers clap for me. So.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I tried my best, with little preparation.
Well, I told you, we go up there for a few minutes, and then at the show,
he goes
15 minutes. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, he said 10.
Wow.
Yeah,
bro,
we settled at 10. I think.
2 minutes is way different than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Way different.
So it was a lot of fun.
It was a fun night. We raised a lot of money for charity.
Yeah.
It was a good
That's
time.
one thing I like about you too, Gary, is you're always, and I don't know how much you want me to get into, but you're always giving back. And I think like the people that are really doing things in Monroe always give back. And you're one of those people that don't say, look at me, look what I'm doing. I'm giving to this. You know what I'm saying? It's
exactly.
It's like your piece is this big on the flyer. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like I just love it.
Literally, it's that big. If you look there,
It's literally tiny. He's tiny.
It's funny. He goes, "Did you notice that?" He goes, "That wasn't supposed to go to print." And I'm like, "Yeah." I go, "I did notice that.
Wow.
I figured GWC and Meltdown." And
I see it. Wow. I didn't know that before till just then.
I'll tell you something real funny.
does.
It's very similar to what my only cover for WWE magazine way back in the day. It was WWF. Edge and Christian were on there and a bunch of different pictures. And then they had my 8x10 picture just cut out. And it was like, "Where's Waldo?" Yeah, but it was like, they go, "Oh, you're on it." I go, "No, I'm not." And they go, "Yeah, right there." And then I'm like, "Oh,
Where's Rhino?
Where's Rhino?
Where's Rhino?
That was
That's
like
great.
Gary on the-
That's
like-
bro. That's a new coloring book, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Where's Rhino?
So, Rhino, what got you into wrestling? I know you were born in Detroit. You started out in the Canadian Wrestling League, I believe I read.
Yeah.
But what made you just want to get into that?
When I got
than whooping
into
people's
it,
ass.
when I got into it, the wrestling business was really on a downswing, and WWF almost went out of business. They were going, I think they were already thinking about going maybe a regional territory. Business was really, really down. But it was just one of those things that I loved, and like a lot of things, it'll have its ups and its downs. So I figured I'd rather give this a shot, opposed to being 50 years old and going, I wish I would have.
Yes.
Because
So you jumped.
yeah. So it, and with wrestling, it's bigger now than ever. You had the Attitude Era, and you had, just now with, it's just so everywhere. Yeah.
I told you if you said that, I was going to shut the damn podcast.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah. So, but no, I'm glad because there's so many moving parts with wrestling, and I've produced too. So. With TNA, and I've learned a lot over the last 5 years just running shows with Gary, because you're dollar and cents and booking, and sometimes you make mistakes and you're like, I made a mistake in how to correct it, how to book, how to produce. I produced with TNA for like 3 years. So, I learned a lot as far as, and then, you're always going to have a spot in wrestling, unless you piss people off, then nobody wants to work with you. So, but yeah, so definitely behind the scenes, there's, I could work the next 30 years if I wanted to.
Okay. That's cool, man.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
And listen, we do event planning, and that shit is not for the faint of heart.
Oh yeah,
it's like you said. People think like you're making $1 million. You're sitting back, you ain't doing nothing. All you're doing is sitting there and shaking people's hands.
Yeah, okay.
They're not looking at the nights where you've been up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
All they see is the result.
Exactly. And that's always that's the thing too. Like I notice, even with like podcasts, different things, DJing, people see you do it, and they go, I can do that. Like that's easy. They go out and they'll call me up. They'll be like, hey, what equipment do you use? I tell them, I don't keep nothing a secret.
No
I use this, I use this, I know how to use this. This is the program I use. Why do you use that? Because I know how to use it. It ain't special, it ain't nothing. I just know how to use it.
Right.
Okay, cool. Then they go buy $2,000 worth of shit.
And can't use it.
And you never see them with a podcast.
Yeah.
You see them a year later and be like, hey, what's happening, bro? Like you did the podcast. And he's like, yeah, man, I couldn't figure this out. I didn't know, like, where do you go for that? I'm like, bro, like just... You didn't really want to do it.
Yeah.
You thought it was easy.
Yeah.
And you thought it was going to make $1 million.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can tell you how much money we've made off of this podcast. $0.
Facts.
We've spent 10 times as much.
I was just going to say,
as we've made. But I say it all the time. It's kind of like you guys and the things that you do.
Yeah.
We do this because it's fun.
Yeah.
We have podcasts because if it's nothing but me and Lloyd, we're just talking about feelings. We're talking about something that pissed us off that week. It's a great way to get relationships with people, help promote what's going on in our cities, things like that. That's why we do it.
It's therapy.
We ain't trying to.
That part.
Definitely therapy.
That part.
Definitely
yes,
therapy.
absolutely.
We've had more. I always say we always have a damn podcast before the podcast starts because me and him will come up here. We'll get here an hour and a half.
For
early.
real, like today.
I know exactly what you're talking
You're just
about.
sitting here talking because
Yeah.
our podcast is really just about having normal conversations that we have from the back porch to the bar.
Yeah.
People
You know
want
what
to
I
see
mean?
too, man. That real.
And so
That
it's
real
like
stuff,
it's
right.
different.
It is. It's deep.
Speaking of that, Lloyd, talk about the event that you got coming up. I want to push that as much as possible
Well,
too.
recently I've really gotten involved with men's mental health because it's hitting close to home, and it's not talked about enough. The numbers I got doing the research, the numbers are ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're ridiculous.
It's sickening.
It is.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. So I'm gonna start using my art to help. I'm doing different versions of different things, showing broken men and everything else. And I'm gonna be giving back. I've got a few charities like D-Win in Detroit, Non-Me. I'm gonna find something out here. I'm just gonna try to just help because us men need it. Because I always say, oh, you're a man, you can take it. Oh, you're a man, you can do it. No, we're human. We're not X-Men. We're not super people, even though he might be, but he's
I was just going to say, speak for yourself.
he might be.
Gerin flex though.
But what I'm saying is, we don't really have an outlet. We're not allowed to show that vulnerability. We're just not. Because you're a man.
That's where you're brought up. No.
Yes, that yes. But even then, you have somebody to talk to. You can go talk to your uncle, talk to your cousins, talk to your dad. But the women have put that stigma on you even more now. It's worse, 10 times worse now.
I feel like they see men who have feelings or want to have that kind of conversation as weak. And to me, if you can, I have a child who is bipolar. I have family members who have mental health issues. So it's like for example, for my son, when he started talking to people and I seen how much better he was getting just by talking, that's powerful. And that was probably the hardest thing he ever did. Yeah. Is just opening up and talking to somebody.
That was me. So
I think what you're doing is, we've talked about this. Me and Lloyd's talked about this for years.
Yeah.
And it's like, finally, Lloyd, like he normally does, he was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to put this on my back. I'm going to run with it. Whatever happens, happens. And I was just like, bro, I'm with you for the ride. Let's go. Yeah. Whatever happens.
And the way it's coming together, the way people are reaching out and everything, it's really, really wild that I didn't know I had that kind of connections with people. And they're like, yep, you do this. Do this. I got this. I'm like,
well, I think too, we're definitely in a mental health era, everybody's talking, preaching, hey, we got mental health, mental health, mental health. But what a lot of times they leave out is
How to do it.
men, for one, and men that grew up with trauma.
Yeah.
Because that's different. Being diagnosed depressed or bipolar or schizophrenic or whatever, that's a whole different, that's the normal monster. Dealing with trauma and growing up with trauma, that's another monster. And you have to attack them different. And I think what we do as a culture is we just kind of jump on this bandwagon, right? Yeah. And it's mental health, but mental health is real broad and real different, you know. So
now that we said that, how does that parlay in the wrestling world?
That's a good question because obviously, as an older statesman in the wrestling business, I've made a lot of mistakes, and because whether it's mental stress or whether it's whatever, I try to pass it on to the younger generation, and I always like to tell men and women. If something's bothering you, or kids, don't worry, you'll get through it. You just got to figure out how, and you got to talk to the right people. And when I was a kid, I really never talked about this. I think I had OCD, right? My parents were great. We didn't have money growing up, but my parents were just great. I didn't have them for a long time. My dad died when I was 15, but he was always like, they tried to help, but I wouldn't open up as a kid because I thought, well, maybe I'm weird. Now that you get older, you're like, well, I kind of got into 9th grade and I discovered women, so that kind of helped me out a lot. So I'm like, wow, they're actually.
I got something else to take my frustration.
You're right. Well, they're talking to me. Wow, right. And so, anyways, my thing with that is, I just kind of learned how to cope with it and stuff, and then, it was never really bad as you got older, but still, you gotta trust the people and talk to them, because as you got older, you're like, man, I'm not the only one that has issues, and that's you just got to be open, talk to, and surround yourself with the right people too, and people want to help people out. That's one thing I've noticed. A lot of people are very helpful, and unfortunately, a lot of people aren't, but you just get the right people around you and you can overcome anything. Yeah. That's what I try to tell people. It's like, don't worry. It seems like a lot, but you'll get through it. And my buddy told me this one time. This was when I was going through a divorce. He goes, God never puts more on your shoulders than what you can't handle. And I thought about that, and I'm like, you know what? You can get through anything. Just keep that focus in the right focus and not the wrong focus. Because a buddy of mine, his dog just passed away, and dogs are like family, and he was broken up about it. I mean, he's like, and I told him, I go, look at it this way: you had 12 years with this. You were able to spend time, and you were able to have something in your life to love that much, and you kind of knew how do you celebrate, that time with them, opposed to being broke up. And it's one of those things where you can get over it, and he knows that. But and I'm just like, I know how much you can love an animal, like especially a dog.
I got Chihuahua
dog more than me, so
we know that.
I'll tell you, I had a dog when I was about 8 or 9, Susan, and got hit by a car. And I've never really dealt with animals
ever since. I've
had about 4 parakeets, 2 turtles, about 6 other dogs, all named Susan, male and female.
Yeah.
And it's never the same. And I think now, because of that trauma, just says, you know what? I don't want any more animals. I don't want to get that close to something again.
Yeah.
And that's a hurtful thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's it's temporary.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's why I got Chihuahua. They live like 25. 25 years. For real, that's how long they live. About 25 years.
I forgot you had a Chihuahua.
Yes.
But bro, I don't like you.
He don't like you either.
He don't like anybody on that. Yeah, I had a Chihuahua too.
Actually, he loves everybody.
What?
Really?
He's like, see me, love me.
Really?
Anybody come to my house, he's like, hi.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Chihuahuas are the most, I don't even know.
Aggressive little person you ever seen?
Yeah.
Little dog.
They just aggressive for no damn reason.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what are you biting me for? I got snacks.
Yeah.
Okay, now there's this thing. Now, you know how the younger generation thinks they know everything and they ain't got to listen to everything. And
I want to say this for you. Every generation's like that.
Yeah,
But
remember when you were younger?
No.
Yeah.
No, I
Absolutely not.
I knew everything.
No, absolutely not. Because I
didn't know
was a
shit.
sponge, and I still am a sponge.
Well, that's good.
I'm constantly learning, and you know I am.
Gary, I'm gonna call you out on that's bullshit.
No, it's not. That's bullshit. How?
Everything I talk to you about, you already know about it.
Because your wife researched.
You already know about
Now
it.
research.
And you did it 25 times.
Yep.
I'd be like,
Okay. Well, I'm trying to teach you how to do Photoshop. I'll tell you something 10, 20 times. I finally tell you do it yourself, and you get mad
yeah.
because I know you can do it. You just don't believe in yourself.
No, I don't. It's because I don't want to do it. I want you to do it.
That's the point I'm making.
Not harder.
Well, back to what I'm saying is, so
It's
how
like, what do A students do?
keep
What do C students do?
float?
No.
Float.
They hire A students.
See, if I was only a C student, I was a D.
See, I was an A student.
I
I'm an A student.
You know what my ex-wife used to do? And she was from Germany. She was a really nice lady, mother of my child, and she just really missed home. But she'd always go, "Hey, can you do this? You do it way better." You know, like stuff around the house. That's how she. And I go, "Yeah, I do." And then I'd do it, and I don't know how she stews herself off. She goes, "I would just say, I think I said, oh well, I'm way better at this." She's like, "No, not really." I go, "Well, you always tell me that." She goes, "Because that's how you'd get things done." I'm like,
I tried that with Lloyd too. That shit didn't work.
Right.
I try with Lloyd all the time.
Yeah.
How long you known me?
I don't know, about 40 decades.
So you think I would know, and I never pushed them buttons back.
Yeah. That's all right. You see my fire I did today? Did that in about 30 seconds. Boom.
Exactly. So get at it. That's why you have no excuse.
Gary, what about you, sir?
Sir. Well, me.
What about your you got skills?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or you hire people?
You hire people.
You hire people. I don't plan to hire nobody, so I do everything myself. But we got the WrestleFest coming up next weekend, May
Talk
2nd
about
and
it.
3rd. We got Kurt Angle, Eric Bischoff, RVD, the Boogeyman. We got Tyler Mane, who played Michael Myers in Halloween, and he played Sabretooth in the X-Men and Deadpool.
ODB.
But he was also, yeah, that's my wife's favorite, but he was also a professional wrestler back in WCW days. And yes, ODB is going to be there. She ain't bringing her food truck.
No.
But she will be there.
But she's there.
My wife don't. That's the only reason she's going, I think.
Do you know ODB? Have you ever heard of
I know
ODB?
exactly who she is.
Well, I just seen her, and she's actually going to be wrestling on the show.
She's wrestling Havoc.
She came up. I don't know if she was wrestling. This is probably I want to say 2010 maybe 2009, and I took her on the boat, and everybody just loved her. Everybody like, when's ODB coming back? When's this? When's that?
Right.
That's after our first show. Billy Gunn was on our first show, and he was just on the.
He has a day.
Yeah, he does. But
what?
Billy Gunn Day.
everybody's like,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Presented
December
by the state of
28th.
Michigan.
Yeah. And anyways, so yeah, everybody's like, "Where's ODB? When's the?" I'm like, for some reason, she just has that ability to grab people and people just love
People
her.
connect
And
with
Billy,
her. They
yeah,
see
really
them.
connect.
That's
Yeah,
just- that's
she's
a
funny
gift.
too.
It's a
Yeah,
personality.
It's just a
It's,
gift.
it's larger than life.
Like
Same
Lloyd
thing.
always said, you're born with your gift. It's
Yeah.
what you do with it.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so-
Yes, absolutely.
So, but yeah, we got a bunch of people there. Darren McCarty's going to be there too.
McCarty.
That's my boy,
yeah.
D-Mac. That's my boy.
Yeah, he's
Everybody
great.
loves D-Mac. That's another real genuine
Crazy.
person.
Yeah.
He's genuine.
Yeah.
He's like a real dude. Like he's right there. He's real. Like
Yeah.
like this guy. He's
Yeah.
like real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's none of that fake I'm better than you type stuff at all. Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
One of the big things back to our
Word.
show. One of the big things is the NWA World Heavyweight Championship is going to be defended there. So
Yeah.
Tom Latimer is going to face Silas Young, our champion, IWR
Oh,
champion.
wow.
Both
In the
titles
main
are up for
event,
grabs, and he's him and
Wrestling
Heath.
for the NWA tag titles.
Yeah,
Heath
so-
Slater and I, yeah. So it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun.
Not only our titles are on the line, NWA titles are on the
I
line.
thought about something. I get to attend the show now.
yeah.
I get to go to a show because I'm not working.
That's why you don't get a ticket.
Yeah.
I got a booth. I don't need a ticket. I got a booth.
Yeah, Dana, we might have to postpone.
Sorry.
Yeah.
man.
We might have to change. We might have to change the hours up a little bit,
Cause yeah,
or you might have to be.
it's gonna be something.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
I'm
something.
gonna work it out. I'm gonna work it out.
Oh, I got a secret piece too for somebody. I ain't gonna say no names, but somebody. Like I always do something for certain people.
Yeah.
Certain people.
It's always awesome too.
Yeah.
I love seeing stuff.
And before we wrap up, fellas, I just want to go around the table and just give me something. Give me a gem. Give me a jewel.
Well, you start over there then.
All right, go ahead. I'll let you go first, Lloyd.
Let me see what I'm gonna say today. I don't know. I tend to say a lot, and let's go ahead and spit it out.
Spit it out. Don't worry, we'll edit.
Be
this
intentional with your life. Don't let life live you.
Oh, see, that's what I was gonna say.
Me too. That was good. How do I follow that?
I know, I messed up. I done messed up.
Never give up. You know, no matter what's put in front of you, never give up.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I just say just be genuine, and just like we were talking about D-Mac and Rhino, just be genuine, and just, I mean, for me, it's just try to enjoy everybody. You know, whether they have different thoughts or opinions or views in you.
Yes.
Just try to enjoy everybody, because everybody's got some good in them.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. I love it.
Don't be a dick.
That's the best one yet. That's a t-shirt. Don't be a dick. I love it.
I don't know how I can follow Don't Be a Dick, but I was just going to say, understand and believe in your purpose and trust the process. And with that being said, I'm your man, DJ Big Mike.
I'm boy, Angry Artist.
Rhino.
I ain't got a nickname.
We're gonna make one up for GP.
Right.
There you go.
He gets something. We got to give him something.
And this is Beyond the Tracks podcast. Fellas, thank you so much for being here. It was such a pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
And we out.
Thank you.
Peace.